There is a piece of wisdom that comes not from a philosopher, but from the unsettling discoveries of cognitive science. It is not an inspiration, but a fundamental challenge to the very foundation of the self, and it goes something like this: memory is not a recording of the past, it is an imaginative reconstruction of it. This idea is a quiet form of heresy. We are creatures of story, and our most sacred text is our own memory. We see our past as a library of meticulously recorded videotapes. We believe that when we recall an event, we are pressing play on a faithful, objective recording. Our identity, our grievances, our triumphs, all are built on the bedrock assumption that the story we tell ourselves about our past is true. But what if the videotape is being secretly edited every single time you watch it? I want to take you to the 1970s. A young cognitive psychologist named Elizabeth Loftus began to ask a question that seemed, at the time, almost absurd: how fragile is a memory? She decided to test it, not with grand trauma, but with a single well-chosen word. In her most famous experiment, she showed participants a video of a car accident. Afterwards, she divided them into groups and asked them a simple question about what they had just seen, about how fast were the cars going when they caught each other. For one group, the blank was filled with the neutral word hit. For other groups, the word was changed to more evocative verbs, like collided, bumped, or for one group, the aggressive and violent word smashed. The results of this first step were interesting, but not revolutionary. The participants who were given the word smashed consistently estimated the car's speed to be significantly higher than those who were given the word hit. The language had shaded their perception. But the real experiment, the part that reveals the ghost in our own minds, came a week later. Loftus brought the same participants back and asked them a follow-up question. Did you see any broken glass? There was no broken glass in the video. In the group that had originally been given the neutral word hit, only a small percentage said yes. But in the group that had been fed the word smashed, more than double that number reported, with absolute certainty, that they remembered seeing broken glass. Think about what this means. A single word, a subtle piece of post-event information, did not just influence their opinion, it reached back in time and fundamentally altered the memory itself. It inserted a detail that was never there. It created a fiction and filed it away as fact. This phenomenon, which Loftus called the misinformation effect, is not a quirk. It is a core feature of how our memory works. She went on to prove that she could implant entirely false yet rich and detailed memories into people's minds. Memories of being lost in a shopping mall as a child, of being attacked by an animal, of experiences that absolutely never happened. This story is not about the fallibility of eyewitness testimony in a courtroom. It is about the narrator in your own head. The story of your first love, the argument you had last week, the foundational moments that you believe define who you are. None of them are pristine recordings. They are stories that you have retold to yourself, and each retelling, each new emotion, each new piece of information, has subtly edited the original. We are not the curators of a static museum of our past. We are the artists, constantly repainting the mural of our own history. The wisdom here is not to descend into a paranoid state of distrusting your every memory. It is to hold your own story with a certain lightness, a certain humility. It is to understand that our certainty about the past is often just the confidence of a very convincing storyteller. It forces us to ask a difficult question when we are in conflict, when we are prisoners of an old grudge, or when we are defined by a past failure. Am I remembering what happened, or am I remembering the last time I remembered it?